am taking you to Yenifoça, a small town by the Aegean Sea that faces north. This morning was a bit of anomaly. An unusual May storm brought a biting cold that you wouldn't expect this late in the spring. I found this small landscape view and captured a few photos to bottle up that refreshing, turbulent energy. Back at home, I decided to tackle this piece in Procreate. My setup is designed for focus. I have two 32-inch monitors side by side. I use wireless screen mirroring to see my iPad canvas on the screen while the other holds my reference photo. It gives me the scale I need, even when working on an iPad. The first step isn't a sketch, it's texture. I imported a light gray concrete image and placed it at the very top of my layer stack. By setting it to soft light at 50% opacity, I create a digital tool. Even in the digital world, we need to fight that flat plastic look. Look at the screen, side by side. On the left, notice how the modified combi brush interacts with the concrete texture. On the right, a standard digital stroke. I have given the digital pigment a tooth to grab onto. This is how we achieve the harsh, detailed grid necessary to capture a storm. On a new layer beneath the texture, I started my roadmap to capture the harshness of the wind. I am introducing these deep purples not because they are literally in the photo, but the ground to composition. These colors create a foundation for the light to pop against later. This high contrast underpainting is a technique I have borrowed from traditional pastel work. In the physical world, you might wash these colors with alcohol to create diversity. Digitally, they act as a hidden engine, providing contrast that will peek through the final layers. When I block in these deep purples and oranges, I am thinking of Winslow Homer. His landscapes have a rugged, raw honesty. He didn't just paint a scene, he painted the weight of the weather. By using high contrast base, I am trying to capture that same sense of environmental power. I always start with the sky, because it holds the lightest lights of the entire piece. By setting that white point first, I have a fixed scale. Everything else, the hills, the foliage, the path, will be scaled correctly against those sky highlights. As the clouds take shape, I am channeling to Turner. He is the ultimate master of the let happen philosophy in a storm. For Turner, the sky was never static. It was a swirling emotional force. Using the combo brush in Procreate allows me to mimic that turbulent painterly motion that makes the May storm feel alive. When looking at a landscape like this, especially after a storm, the temptation is to paint every olive leaf. Instead, I am looking for the feeling of the light as it hits the ridges of the hill. As we move into the foreground, the creative challenge shifts. We are no longer painting sweeping fields of light or massive, rolling volumes of vapor. We are searching for individual structures amid the wind. A landscape needs these physical anchors, small, sharp moments of rich contrast that tell the viewer's eyes precisely where it stands inside the chaos of the storm. I want to achieve an economy of brush strokes, using the modified combo brush to suggest weight of the tree without over-detailing. I am not trying to completely hide the underpainting. Instead, I am using it as a source of vibration. As I lay down these muted Aegean greens and greys, I am looking for moments where the orange base can peek through to suggest warmth, or the purple can deepen a shadow without me having to reach for a darker brush. Now you can see that the purple and orange base layer starting to peek through. It's no longer just a flat digital image. Those original hidden colors are providing the vibration and friction that make the final foliage feel alive. It's less about a perfect copy and more about staying true to the memory of the light. Notice how the light gray concrete texture we set at 50% opacity in the beginning is influencing these strokes. It provides a subtle grain that breaks up the digital smoothness, mimicking the friction you would feel with the real pastel or oils. It makes the wind-swept grass feel more tactile, as if it is resisting the brush. In terms of light usage, my North Star is often Velázquez. He had his incredible ability to make light feel tangible, using an economy of brush strokes. I am not copying his subjects, but I am trying to mirror his feeling, the way he allows light emerge from the shadows to define the atmosphere. The goal here isn't to render every olive leaf on the hill. Following the lead Velázquez, I am using the side of the Apple pencil and the modified combo brush to create masses of light and shadow. If the mark is correct in its value and scale, the viewers I will do the work of the translating into the foliage. Look at these fragile skeletal branches reaching upward into the heavy monumental sky. It behaves almost like calligraphy, a delicate whispering line conversation set against an immense silent background. This is where Velázquez reminds us the power of economy. Not every single tweet needs to be meticulously rendered. Only the poetic impression of their collective resistance to the gale. It's an exploration of memory. Does the piece feel more like that morning if I push the purples? Or does the grayscale capture of the biting cold better? Does it maintain the turbulent energy? This exploration is where the final bottling of the memory happens. This final cycling through the hidden engine is where the art truly finds the emotional frequency. When we zoom in closely, the digital illusion completely dissolves into pure tactile texture. The raw concrete grain we hit beneath the canvas at the very beginning acts exactly like traditional paper tooth, beautifully catching the edges of the digital pastel. And as we strip away the final values to look back at the chronology of the layers, the true secret of the painting is revealed. The cold greens and heavy grays of the storm only carry emotional weight because they are resting on a bed of violent orange and deep turbulent purple. The storm has passed, but here on the canvas, the turbulent energy of the May is locked in time forever. Thank you for walking with me through the studio settings. Until the next canvas.